Hello. The grapevine is rebounding nicely, and I think it is going to adhere much better to the trellis over the gateway. Welcome to the square spiral garden. This thing has gone crazy. All right, let's take a tour. I've got to move these Maximilian sunflower, and that means I have to find a place for them to go. That's be the third time I've dug those up. Cilantro has bolted. It's so pretty when it does this. Just feathery. Unfortunately, the garlic is also bolting. There's a bulb over there. It's like, no, I was counting on you. The mustard greens are completely gone to seed now. I think there's one that still has flowers on it. Artemisia is starting to bloom. The apples are still looking really good. I don't see orange spots at all. I think that's what I'm looking for. So there shouldn't be any rust, but I just have to keep my eye on them. Yarrow has bloomed, and there is a damselfly over there that I think maybe has made her home in the wee pond. That just paint me giddy. Oh my goodness. The strawberries have largely gone to waste this year. I blame myself. I was not remembering that it was their season. I picked a handful this morning and ate them, but there is a bowl in the refrigerator that's just making me sad because they're dry and I have not want to throw them out yet. The phlox continues to bloom. Peonies look really weird after the blooms die. I don't think those seed pods turn into anything worthwhile. Mulberry has leafed out and is growing mulberries. Oh my word. It's growing mulberries. There's a hazelnut, there's little hazelnut, and the elderberry is blooming as well. There's my Jerusalem artichokes. They're below knee height right now. Something's eating on that one. Some bug. There's another one back there and that one there. The buckeyes that sprouted, not buckeyes, buckwheat sprouted just unexpectedly. I didn't even use them last year, I just grew them for fun. Grapevine's doing nicely. More buckwheat volunteers. It's just kind of crazy. I can turn this bed over, and the buckwheat will end up nourishing, fertilizing. I'll probably do that. I've got another princess tree I've got to cut out. I have wild lettuce growing everywhere, which is it's supposed to be a pain reliever, but I've never had to use it. And it's growing like crazy all over the place. And my wild roses like this are used as a base for cultivated roses. And I think that's what this was some cultivated, pretty, fancy rose, which died. And then the base survived and has grown ever since. And I am a sucker. I can't just, rip it out. It's like, oh, but you're so pretty. Yeah, here's another wild lettuce. It is waist high. There's my curly dock. I have not harvested any of the curly dock. I'm letting it settle in for a couple years. Mint, of course, growing everywhere. I also wanted to show y'all over here Mama Dory's clematis. I think up north they call it clematis. I had never heard of it before moving to the south, so I say it clematis. It's stunning. Someday I plan to move it to a more visible location because you can't see it from here. You have to walk to the back of the garden. That's the edge of the property over there. Anyway, this guy is asparagus. There's asparagus hiding in that vine that you can see that's the asparagus plant right there growing up there. Very glad to see that. Next year we should have enough to harvest. Oh, and I'm realizing, oh no, this crepe myrtle did not survive. Well, you know what I'll do is I will cut down this crepe myrtle and the grapevine that's on it, because they don't really belong here. There's an oak tree there that also needs to come out. Usually, anytime there is a crepe myrtle that dies, you'll have 100 little crepe myrtles around it. I don't see any. How very strange. Golly. Oh, wait, yes, there are some. There are some. See those reddish leaves? Okay, that's the crepe myrtle coming back from the root. All right, so we'll just cut that down to the, my mother did that about every 10 years anyway. She would cut her crepe myrtle down to the ground. Good kitty. So here's my other surprise. The service berry survived. I've been spraying it since I've learned that it was an apple. I've been spraying it with the copper sulfide to prevent the cedar apple rust, and I think it's working. I'm not gonna go that way. I'm gonna. So my plan, which I had forgotten was my plan, what I have to do is get out here every morning for about 15 minutes. Wake up at 5:30, get out here every morning and weed for about 15 minutes. It does not take a lot of work every day. If I were to try to get all of this cleaned up, there's another waist high lettuce, wild lettuce right there in the middle. There's another one that's getting close to that height. If I tried to get out here and clean this up on a weekend, I would spend the entire weekend out here. I would be in so much pain. You can't do it that way. You have to do a little bit at a time. A little bit. So that's been my success in the years past. I forget it over winter and then have to rediscover it about this time every year. From May until August, there is enough daylight in the morning to get out here and work on it before getting ready for work. Look how the crossvine is climbing the house again. Oh, well, that's not crossvine, that's Virginia creeper, but that's the, I believe that's called crossvine. It's or either that or it's trumpet vine. They have this, and I've got the other kind over here too. They have the same, the flowers look identical, but they are not even related. They look identical because they're adapted for hummingbirds. So there's a mixture there. Two different kinds of leaves. You see how some of them are sort of long and light green, and then some of them are more jagged looking and a darker green. That's both kinds of vine growing together. And yeah, I keep getting trees in here. Oh yeah, here's the other. Yeah, the irises are about done. Hey, good kitty. Squishy. I've got a few of the primrose, those little pink flowers growing around. But yeah, I love it, and it kind of drives me nuts. That's my garden. All right, y'all, be well.